Sounds great. So yeah, again, I'm Sarah Press, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to launch a startup without a technical co-founder. The way these things usually work is at some point in your life, you'll probably have an amazing idea for a marketplace or a fashion website or whatever it is, it'll be amazing. And as soon as you talk to somebody about this, the first thing they'll suggest is that you find a technical co-founder. Like, this advice, while nice, is actually really annoying because it's really, really challenging to find a technical co-founder. These developers, they are so talented, every startup is trying to hire them, they could be doing anything in the world, and instead you want them to work on your idea for free. It's not easy. So this is about how you don't actually have to find a technical co-founder right away to do your idea. What you want to do instead is first try to figure out a way to prove that you're not just an idea man like this guy who comes around, they're in business school, they're a business guy. Stuff like that really turns technical co-founders off. What they want to see instead, and what anyone wants to see instead, is that you've thought out your idea and you can do it effectively. Sometimes the other alternative that people do, rather than find a technical co-founder, is to try to pay someone. And the challenge with that is it sometimes costs a lot of money and a lot of time to build a product when you're not really even sure what your idea is yet, and you're not necessarily sure if people are going to be interested. So the other alternative people do instead is they decide to do nothing. They feel like if they can't find a technical co-founder and they don't have enough money to pay for someone to develop their idea, it's better to just not try at all. But that's pretty silly as well, because really, we can do this. Like, we're all really smart business school students, and there's actually a lot of steps you can take to prove your idea is a good one, prove people are interested, before you have to actually invest any dollars in product development. So where do you start? The best place to start first is by trying to get traction. And so traction is kind of this nebulous startup term. And what it basically means is try to come up with some kind of proof so that someone other than you will believe that your idea is a good one. A really great place to start with that is by creating a landing page. You can see here at Mint.com, a very successful startup. They started out with just making 5 simple pages like this to tell people a little bit about their startup, get some feedback for what messaging was best, and get people to sign up before the product even occurred. Over 20,000 people signed up when they started this before they really had anything to offer. Forkly is another example of this. It's a website that connects you to restaurants based on your dining tastes. And they set up this website to not just get people to sign up, but get people to tell their friends. It was a really clever way to spread buzz about their product before it existed. They use their own websites for that, but there's actually a lot of websites now that let you do this yourself. You can see here from this website, LaunchRock, I spent 5 minutes to set up a website for Project FixUp, which is this dating startup idea I'd like to try. It's really quick. You can read about it. Same thing on this website called Unbounce. Spending no money at all, you can quickly test out messaging, see if people want to sign up. So let's say people do sign up. At that point, are you ready to hire a technical co-founder to build out your idea because you know there's interest? What do you guys think? No, still no. Even if people are interested, it still doesn't actually prove that your product idea is a good one. So rather than spending a lot of money trying to build your product from scratch, you should instead try to develop a minimum viable product to prove that your concept works in practice. Skillshare did an excellent job with this. They wanted to see if people wanted to learn from their community and pay for like casual-led classes. Instead of building their own platform, they used Eventbrite. And as they started to raise thousands of dollars from people just using Eventbrite to sign up for their classes, that enabled them to get $500,000 in funding without even having a product fully baked. Groupon is another really famous example of this. They initially used WordPress and a plugin to prove that people wanted to buy websites at wanted to buy products at a discount. And there are so many WordPress plugins to allow this. And you can also just use Google Documents. Like, be janky. Use spreadsheets, use survey documents. There's so many simple ways that might be manual and might be terrible, but can really show that people are actually interested in using the product or service or whatever you're trying to create. And so the next step you want to do then is actually get customer feedback. Once people have signed up for Eventbrite or used your spreadsheets to get paired up as a dating website, ask them what they think. Is it something they want to pay for? Is it something they'll recommend to their friends? You don't just have to talk to them. You can also talk to your network. There are so many amazing resources in Chicago, like Bootstrappers Breakfast, Chicago Lean Startup Circle, the EBC, a lot of people that can give you feedback and help you further develop your idea. At that point, maybe you've seen people signed up, people are using it, you're excited. At that point, you're ready to find a technical co-founder, or at least have some kind of case that might make them interested in working with you. At that point, you might also be ready to spend some dollars in product development, or try to convince your family and friends to raise angel funding, because you've come up with an idea, you've tested it out, you've got people to sign up, you're essentially a superhero who's really ready to take on the world with whatever your startup idea is. If you have any questions about it, feel free to email me, and I hope you liked learning about how to start a startup without a technical co-founder.